Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5 minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. In this video we are taking a look at the Avengers Build-A-Figure Puff-Adder Wave, and in particular we are taking a look at Baron von Strucker. Now a lot of people will be familiar with this character from the MCU movies, but this of course is the comic book version, and I must admit it looks really cool, so let's get it out of the box and take a look. Now first things first, what does he come with? He doesn't come with a huge amount of accessories, but he has got a lot of additional sculpted pieces like this shoulder piece and these kind of chains that come off of his neck piece as well, and the colours on him are absolutely fantastic. The head sculpt is really nice. It's got that monocle kind of thing sculpted into his face. He's got the Satan claw as well, which we'll talk about a little bit about in a minute, and he's got these really cool greens and yellows that just absolutely pop, and he looks really comic book-esque. He is a very good example of a comic book figure done well. Now he comes with these kind of energy blast pieces as well, which obviously go with his Satan claw, but yeah, there we go. All in all, he's pinless as well, which is nice, and obviously a lot of new sculpting gone into it as well. Overall, it's a really nice figure, and if you've collected the Hydra figures, so like the Red Skull, Madam Hydra, of course the Hydra army builders and the big ones and all the rest of it. We've got so many different figures for Hydra now. If you've been collecting them like me, he really does round off kind of the Hydra army, and the colours all match, which is really, really nice as well. Now, who is Baron von Strucker? Now, Baron von Strucker is a character from, of course, Marvel comic books, and he's part of the terrorist organisation Hydra, which is tied closely to the Nazis and Nazi Germany. He actually appeared back in the 60s as part of the Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos comic book strip, which is really cool. So he's got a lot of history here, and essentially at the core of it, he is just a really nasty guy. He's a military guy. He's got hand-to-hand combat. He's obviously a marksman. Oh yeah, he did fencing as well, and that's why he's got all scars all over his face, so he can use a sword. Yeah, just loads of stuff. Later on, he received this gauntlet here, which is the Satan claw, and he can project energy blasts out of that. He got that later on in the comic and just kind of made him more Hydra-like. He's tied into so many different comic book storylines. He's crossed paths with so many different characters, from Wolverine to the Phoenix to, of course, Captain America. Yeah, there's just so many different people that have crossed paths with him. I think there's something to do with Doctor Doom at one point. He's been tied with Thor as well, of course the Avengers, and we've seen him in the MCU as well. We saw him in the Captain America films. He obviously looked a little bit different to this, but this is how he looked in the comic books. Yeah, all in all, just a pretty nasty Nazi guy with a cool looking monocle and some facial scars and a big gauntlet that's named after the devil. I mean, what screams more bad guy than a hand named after Satan and an allegiance to the Nazis? I mean, yeah, he's not a nice guy at all. But he does look very cool with the rest of Hydra here. I'm a little bit disappointed that their colouring has got better. As you can see, the three figures on the front have got a whole palette of different greens and yellows, whereas the Hydra builder figures, the Hydra troopers if you like, are a little bit more orangey. But that's, it's not here nor there. He looks good next to Red Skull and Madam Hydra, and I'm going to have a lot of fun kind of photographing these guys getting beaten up by Captain America and the Avengers. So yeah, he is part of the Build-A-Figure. If you are building the Puff-Adder Build-A-Figure, then of course you're going to need to pick up Baron von Strucker to get that piece. But I always think it's exciting when we get a new character that we haven't had either for quite some time or at all. We have had Baron von Struckers a long time ago. I think it was back in the Toy Biz days even. But we haven't had him recently in the last 5 to 10 years. So this is a good addition to a lot of collectors' shelves, and as I said, if you've already got a nice Hydra set up, then he will fit in very nicely there, as you can see. But we do get Ultimates Captain America in this wave, so having Ultimates Captain America and Baron von Strucker in the same wave is pretty cool, because those two can pair off against each other, and there's a lot that you can do there. I am glad that they kind of revisited him, and yeah, I'm really pleased with the kind of look they chose for him. The paintwork, the articulation, the detail, the new sculpting, overall he is a really cool figure to have, and definitely worth putting on your shelf of bad guys or supervillains. Thanks very much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. Of course, all support to the channel is very much appreciated. Baron von Strucker, pretty cool figure, not a very nice guy. See you soon.